That's Snoop Dogg preaching loyalty and referring to Nipsey as his brother. However, he has reportedly been meeting with Big U behind the scenes. Nipsey stepped away from the same man. Nipsey's last years were marked by tension and the same man. Additionally, the same man is currently on trial for extortion and murder. Black Sam became enraged and accused Snoop of treachery when Big U called before Nipsey left. Additionally, the next witness in court could reveal everything, particularly who wanted Nipsey removed. Snoop Dogg is revealed. They are currently accusing Snoop Dogg of being a complete snitch. And the noise isn't coming from lone internet trolls. Nipsey Hussle is being attacked by his own blood brother. The West Coast legend is said to have completely enraged Black Sam. And the whole hip-hop community is reportedly in shock over what he said. The liar is Snoop Dogg. He was despised by Nipsey. Take a moment to process that information. One of the most esteemed individuals in the history of West Coast hip-hop. The person who knew Nipsey better than almost anyone else on the planet is now accusing the same man who stood at her funeral and sobbed in front of 21,000 people of being a snake and a fraud. The fact that this is all happening during Big U's federal RICO trial, where he is being tried for murder, extortion, human trafficking, and mail fraud, makes it even more bizarre. Black Sam also asserts that Snoop's offense goes beyond feigned love. It involves picking a side. In particular, deciding to rock in public with Big U, the man who has been linked to Nipsey's murder for 6 years in a row by conspiracy theories. What caused the reported explosion of Black Sam? Sources claim that Snoop Dogg made the decision to openly support a man with whom Nipsey had severed her relationship. Black Sam knew the history between Snoop and Big U, so he watched him gas up in public, appear on his checking in, and pose for movies with him for years. Nipsey and Big U, while being aware of the suffering Nipsey's family endures as a result of this association. And there are rumors of more. According to certain online rumors, Snoop apologized in court during testimony related to Nipsey's case proceedings and stated, "I know the truth," suggesting he was aware of Big U's role in the incident. The story that Snoop finally told what he knew, and Big U wasn't pleased about it, has been fueled by viral YouTube videos with titles like, "Big U attacks Snoop Dogg in court after he snitched." These videos have amassed millions of views. Let's take a moment to zoom out, though, because the accusations against Big U are much more extensive than just alleged problems with Snoop. Loose Cannon, an affiliate of Rolling 60s, made an appearance on the No Jumper podcast with information that sent the streets into a frenzy. Do you understand what he's saying? According to Loose Cannon, Big U called him while Nipsey was still alive and informed him that she was dead. According to Loose, he checked by calling Nipsey directly, and Nip answered the phone as if nothing had happened. Nipsey had disappeared 30 minutes later. Loose Cannon gave a chilly response when asked if Big U had gotten in touch a bit too soon. This timing, he suggested, implied knowledge of the attack. According to his statement, Big U knew Nipsey was going to be hit before it even occurred, if Loose Cannon's claims are accurate. You can now see why Black Sam is so upset about Snoop Dogg's acceptance of this man. So, just who is Big U? And why do so many people think he was involved in Nipsey's demise? A 58-year-old native of South Los Angeles, Eugene Big U Henley gained notoriety in the 1980s as the leader of the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips, one of the biggest and most well-known Crip sets in LA. Big U entered the music business after serving 13 years in prison for trying to rob an undercover police officer of cocaine. He established unique music, served as a liaison between the music industry and the streets, and managed artists such as Corrupt and Nipsey Hussle. However, federal prosecutors claim that significant criminal activity served as the foundation for that bridge. Big U led a separate Big U enterprise from 2010 onward, according to a 43-count indictment the feds unsealed in March 2025. The indictment claimed that Big U operated like an organized crime network using violence, intimidation, and his OG status to commit crimes like murder, extortion through a check-in system, human trafficking, robbery, and fraud. The claim that Big U kidnapped and murdered aspiring rapper Rayshawn Williams in Las Vegas in January 2021 over a diss track is among the most grave. The parallels between Nipsey's demise and the tale of a rapper who committed suicide after disparaging Big U were hard for many to ignore. But here's the thing. The authorities have stated unequivocally that Big U is not being charged with Nipsey Hussle's murder. Eric Holder was convicted of that crime in 2022 and is presently incarcerated for 60 years to life. But the Rayshawn case revealed patterns that made people rethink their questions. As before, I can correct the grammar, spelling, flow, and names in this section without deleting anything. However, I have to preserve the objectivity of all criminal accusations by using phrases like, according to reports, allegedly, some people claim, etc. to protect the script for you. This is the secure and updated version of you. Big U has denied involvement in Nipsey's death on multiple occasions. He vehemently refuted conspiracy theories in a 2021 interview, citing his inclusion in Nipsey's music as proof that they were valid. We were in every video. How were we at odds when he called me out on every album he released following the alleged altercation? Black Sam, though, doesn't think so. Furthermore, he does not believe that Snoop Dogg and Big U will remain friends. A South Central legend, a businessman, a leader, a teacher, a father, an entrepreneur, Snoop once said of Nipsey. Even at Nipsey's funeral, he gave a thorough eulogy. Lovely words, don't you think? However, Black Sam claims that those statements are meaningless given that Snoop is still publicly at ease with a man who is accused of operating a criminal organization that terrorized South Central for more than 10 years and whom many on the street suspect, correctly or incorrectly, of having some role in the events that led to Nipsey's death. There is no middle ground for Black Sam. You either fully and unequivocally support Nipsey without reservation, or you oppose him. And in his opinion, Snoop made the right decision by continuing to publicly associate with him while Nip's family was still in mourning and by making an appearance on Big U's Checking In podcast. Imagine what that must be like. You're still dealing with your brother's murder, which you think might have been planned by a streetwise, power-hungry person, when you see one of hip-hop's biggest icons, a man who said he loved Nipsey like family, posting pictures of himself with the person you suspect was involved in your brother's death. It goes beyond simple disrespect. That goes against everything that the streets are meant to represent. According to the code, you don't get along with the enemies of your people. According to the code, loyalty has significance. According to the code, anyone who supports someone who has taken your brother away is opposing you. And according to Black Sam, Snoop violated that code in the most public way possible. At the launch of Marathon Burger in March 2025, Black Sam gave a clear example of how he responds to perceived betrayal. He got into a furious verbal altercation with rapper Rockstar 2800, saying, "Get it cracking. You do not want that." He made it very clear that anyone who disrespects Nipsey's memory, either directly or indirectly, will face difficulties. Imagine the rage he must have towards Snoop Dogg, one of the most well-known figures in hip-hop history, for allegedly betraying Nipsey's legacy, if he is willing to step to a relatively unknown rapper like that. But we must comprehend the past in order to fully appreciate the extent of this betrayal. What Nipsey created, what Big U allegedly attempted to take away from him, and why Black Sam has devoted his life to preserving his brother's memory must all be understood. The beef and the marathon. You must comprehend Black Sam's and Nipsey's past in order to comprehend why he is going through such a difficult time at the moment. They were more than just business associates. Due to a lack of space in their family, the brothers slept together in their grandmother's living room. That is the cornerstone of everything. Born out of necessity, that hustle mentality, the spirit of get money by any means, would eventually grow into the Marathon clothing empire. However, Black Sam was aware of his younger brother's differences even as a child. Not only was Nipsey intelligent, but he was gifted in a way that attracted attention from everyone. Nipsey used his hustle and genius to pursue a career in business and music. His goal was to own everything, not just be a rapper. The property, the goods, the masters. That was the main purpose of the marathon. Big U was a part of that journey for a brief moment. In 2007, Big U assisted in getting Nipsey signed to Epic Records. During this time, Nip even stayed at Big U's family crib to record his early songs and use Big U's contacts in the industry. By 2009, Nipsey had committed to a 10-year deal with Big U's label, Unique Music. However, it is said that what began as mentorship evolved into something far more sinister. Numerous reports claim that Big U operated a check-in system whereby South Central businesses and artists were required to pay for security. Either you had issues or you paid the tax. Nipsey, too? He was not making any payments to anyone. On his own terms, he was creating his own thing. Around 2010, the tension reached a breaking point. It has been reported that Big U pulled up and moved the recording equipment from Nipsey's setup to his own location on Crenshaw. What did Nipsey say? You Don't Got a Clue is a diss track that he released on his mixtape, The Marathon. It was blatantly disrespectful of the bars. Hint at your desired course of action. I am busy making money. Do you really think I'll stop for you? Everyone is aware that I created this on my own. That song escalated a business disagreement into actual street conflict. Hands were thrown at Nipsey's store after Big U allegedly attempted to discipline Nipsey the hood way. Black Sam, who is always willing to defend his younger brother, intervened and fired a warning shot to prevent the situation from getting worse. He was arrested for that intervention, but he was soon freed. Some critics, including Whack 100, attempted to use this as proof that he was assisting the authorities, a claim that Black Sam and his supporters vehemently contest. Things took off once more in 2011 while filming a video for Nipsey's collaboration with YG. According to reports, Big U didn't like that they had brought YG, a member of the rival Tree Top Pyru Bloods, into Rollin 60's territory without first obtaining permission. According to reports, Nipsey had to fight with several gang members in order to finish his video. Stephen Fats Donaldson came next. One of Nipsey's first soldiers, Fats had been by his side since the beginning of the marathon. When Fats was killed in 2017, there were immediately rumors linking his death to Big U. There were rumors that Fats had confronted Big U on Nipsey's behalf regardless of the veracity of those rumors.